Yeah, so I'd like to talk about like what made you become a customer of ours? Like what's your journey to be like how did you end up making a decision? How what ended up making you decide to go with us instead of the hundred of other service providers out there for VA placement stuff?
I mean, to be honest, it was like I can't remember if it was you who reached out or maybe one of your team members, but
Mm-hmm.
then started going through your profile, like the usual. Started
Yeah.
going through your feed, went through how much valuable content you were putting out there.
Yeah.
So, and I think you also sent me a Loom or some sort of training, and then I
Yeah.
started really. I think it was the Find This Helpful training, and then you followed up with me, um, gave me more value like training and stuff like that, and then I ended up going to your website, and you had a VSL. I think it was with one of your case studies, who Caleb, I think, something like
Yeah.
that. And
Yeah.
I kind of related because he's running an e-com agency, obviously. So I was like, okay, I'll book a call then. And then we had our conversation. Didn't bite the bullet immediately.
Yeah.
Took some time, and then you you actually increased your price because you restructured the consulting offer. So I was like, oh, damn, too late,
Yeah.
you know. And then it was steep, so I had to. And then basically, what ended up happening was like I was just consuming all of the oil that you're putting out there, and I was like, oh, this is like really helpful. So it makes me wonder what you have inside if you're putting this stuff out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I mean, that's like went back and forth with you, as I mean, like ask you to, and of course, dude, thanks for your patience. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I know the sales process, sales cycle differs for everyone. Some can
Yeah.
take longer, some can take shorter, but yeah, your
Yeah.
patience, just just your willingness to give, and like I think it really um, made me relate with you, as well as
Yeah.
just the fact that you kind of your own path. That it was
Yeah.
like because I knew you were running like an e-com agency prior, or a coaching consulting ads agency or something like that, for
Yeah.
coaches and consultants.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
you ended. I like the fact that you paved your own path of looking specifically for a problem that you could you could
Yeah.
put a solution
I
to.
know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of people, so I started out, I mean, I did start an e-com agency with a partner, but I ended up just like putting it down because I was like, well, because we were getting really good results for e-commerce agencies on our appointment setting service, but I was like, well, why would I move my focus from something that is working to build something that could potentially work, right? Because with our skill
Yeah.
set, like I don't think that I can have a hard time scaling any agency, regardless of what like which niche it is in, which offer it is. I think I can scale it regardless. But one thing that I recommend to a lot of people is don't try to just don't try to just look at someone who's winning and be like, oh yeah, I think that niche is better, right? I see so many people in Facebook groups that are like, oh, what niche are you in, right? Like I saw a post, a guy just bought a BM, like a really clean BMW. I think it's an agency incubator, and the guy asked, hey, what niche are you in? Like, oh my god, that's such a beginner's question. That's like bro, like it doesn't matter what niche you're in. It just matters what is your offer to that niche, right?
Yeah.
So, I started out, I went through agency incubator. My plan was, oh, let me build an advertising agency. But I ended up noticing that I was struggling to book meetings, right? So I invested, I bought a course for cheap, right? It was a 5-figure course. I bought it for cheap, right? I know a lot of people are like, oh, don't ever buy cheap courses from the resellers. But I'm like, well, let me get rich and then I'll buy the course. I'll thank
Yeah.
the guy. But before I have the funds to actually afford it, let me actually get access to the knowledge and then I'll pay it, I'll pay it later,
Yeah.
right? So I ended up really learning how to really do highly effective outbound prospecting campaigns. And I was like, well, I ended up closing my first client. He paid me like 4.5K. I was like, Jesus Christ, what the hell is going on, right? And what happened is that all the coaches and consultants that I was helping with my agency didn't have the budget for ads, right? So I ended up selling them, duplicating the outbound prospecting I used to get them on a meeting to
Gotcha.
actually serve them. But
Gotcha.
I got to a point where I was like, okay, well, like if this is working, I definitely know that other agency owners are struggling with their meetings, right? So I ended up building out the same thing, duplicating, hire virtual assistants, training them on the same course that I went through. And then, that's how we were able to scale the appointment setting agency to, to 30 grand a month. So that's how we did it. But like, look at the main thing that my journey is dealing with a problem, fixing it, and going to sell that solution to other similar people like me. Okay. That's how you find. So how can you, I know you're going to be pushing ecom and advertising stuff to ecom brands, but like, how can you find a really painful problem?
Mhm.
You don't even have to do it yourself. You don't have to find a solution yourself. What you need to do is go to talk. I mean, one thing that I would recommend once your virtual assistant starts working is spend the first week or week and a half just trying to talk to brands. Okay, just gather information or do it on your time, right? Let the VA do the outreach and just you do market research, right? Because you need to question two type of brands. You need to question two type of brand owners. One who's at like a current situation, and one who's already at the desired situation, right? Figure out what this person did to get to this desired situation, okay?
Yeah.
To get there, build out an offer on this thing, and then go
Mhm.
back and sell it to this person. Because that's how
Mhm.
you come up with offers. It's not, you don't just sell Facebook ad. No, you need to figure out something, an insight that people who are already winning in their own space
Mhm.
that they've used to actually grow, and then take that insight, go back and build a business around it, and just figure out a way to scale it.
Yeah.
Because that's how you really build something efficient and that people want. Because until you have something efficient, like you'll never hit breakthroughs, right? but um but yeah, thanks you for setting up with me, and I think that we will be doing amazing stuff in the next few weeks. uh
Yeah.
but uh but yeah, also like you went over the fact that you consumed a lot of the content that I posted, which
Yeah.
probably pushed you towards even becoming a customer.
Yeah, for sure, man. And also, just I'm not gonna be doing ads, by the way. I don't know if you remember, but I mentioned
No,
to
I
you.
don't remember. I
You
haven't
remember?
checked out the foundational covering spreadsheet that you filled out.
Because I think before I jump on with you, I was like, oh man, I think I sent you voice notes, and I was like,
Yeah.
you sent me a screenshot of email marketing
Yeah.
because yeah, you know, so
Yeah.
that's pretty much the plan.
Nice.
Moving
Yeah.
forward.
Push it, bro. Email marketing. Oh my God. Cause I mean, I'm not an e-commerce store owner, but I definitely know a lot of people are like not putting as much attention to that. Okay. And probably a lot of people will be seeing this video, but like, yeah, push it, bro.
Yeah, I'm in,
Fuck
bro.
Facebook ad,
I'm
right? Fuck, like, I mean, it's good Facebook ad, but it's just getting harder to get the right attention.
I mean, it's just the front end. You know what I'm saying? Email marketing is the back end.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah.
So yeah, awesome, man. So yeah, let me just stop this recording.
Yeah.